Hello there viewers, Omega Luke here from FM Scout, and today I have a Football Manager 2020 experiment. Before we get into that though, smash the like button if you do like all these Football Manager experiments, and we will bring you more. Let us know down in the comments if there's anything else you want us to see. And if you're looking for some Let's Play action, the link for my channel is down in the description below. Come on over and say hi. But as you can see, we are on the Vanarama National League, and probably by the thumbnail and the video title, we have put Kylian Mbappe, Lionel Messi and Cristiano Ronaldo at one of these clubs. We haven't put them all at the same one, we've put them at the 3 lowest ranked reputation clubs. So basically the idea for this is that we're going to see how they get on in the future. What I have basically done, if we go to Barrel, I do believe Kylian Mbappe is there. We have put them here for a transfer up until 2040, so he cannot leave. His contract doesn't expire till then. He will not be looking to leave on a transfer. He is stuck at Barrow until his contract ends. Again, as well, we head over to Maidenhead and we have Cristiano Ronaldo. However, it's not the Cristiano Ronaldo we know. He has dropped in age down to 19 so that we have a longer experiment. As we all know, Ronaldo is about 34 now. This would not last very long, so I have done that as well. And finally, at the last club, Chorley, we have Lionel Messi. The little Argentinian man is also 19 years old, also trapped to Chorley for until 2040, so another 21 years. And basically, this is how we're going to go for it. The basic aim of this experiment is to see what player can drag their team up to the highest point in the fastest time. So obviously, the Vanarama National League is the conference, the old style conference. Only 2 teams can be promoted, one by automatic, one by the playoff system. So it's going to be very difficult. One guy is at least going to be left behind once someone is promoted. So why not we go forward 1 year and see what happens. Right, we are 1 year ahead then. Let's have a look how we are doing. Let's go straight to the Vanarama National League and see. Well, I can already see before we have 2 people promoted and 1 missing out in the playoff final. Wow, so Lionel Messi's Chorley lost in the playoff final to Cristiano Ronaldo's Maidenhead, and Mbappe's Barrow has only gone and won it. Missing out on 2 points then from automatic promotion, Chorley. So they both did really well, both to get to the playoff final in the first season. A big points tally from them all. Cristiano Ronaldo heading up the goals, 42. That is an incredible stat. Let's have a look a little bit more into it on how many games and everything they've played. So 42 goals in 44 games. That's a big, big total. Lionel Messi, 41 games, 35 goals. And Champions Barrow, only 34 goals in 44 games. So I'm quite impressed with that, to be honest. If we go back to this then, average rating, Lionel Messi, Cristiano Ronaldo and Mbappe all tops that. That's not surprising. But on the assists, Mbappe with 15. And I think really that's the crucial part why Barrow probably got promoted. If Mbappe is getting that silly amount of assists as well. Because Cristiano Ronaldo is down here with 9. He got another 6 assists on him. Lionel Messi with 14. Still a very respectable amount. Player of the match, Messi. 34 games he got man of the match in. That's outrageous. That is absolutely outrageous. To Kylian Mbappe's 20. That's a serious amount. But anyway, that's 1 year. Let's go forward 1 more year and see if Lionel Messi's Chorley managed to catch up. So here we are then, 2nd year, and we are on Lionel Messi's page. And I can see straight away he has scored a very large amount of goals again. 31 goals in 42 appearances. 11 appearances off the bench. Who is dropping Lionel Messi down the bench? That shocks me. 8 assists, not as much as his total from last year, and only 21 player of the matches. But how did Chorley do? Let's find out. They are still stuck in the Vanarama National League. 10th position. And you've got to question why they are that far down after finishing 6th and the playoff final. Lionel Messi does finish top on pretty much everything again other than assists. Did he get a lot of... I can't remember how many assists he had. He's down there again. Yeah, 8. That was it, yeah. But I mean, why would you stick him on the bench? That doesn't make any sense. He's going to be catching up for another year then, but will it cost him? Because Maidenhead and Barrow, both in League 2, has any of them got promoted? We know now League 2 has 4 positions where they can go up. This is going to be the hardest one to get out of. Only 2 positions. Let's find out. So here we are. We're on the page of Kylian Mbappe. And if we just go to his goals tally first of all. So he's found it tougher in a tougher league. 20 goals only with 8 assists and 10 player of the matches. Still a very good average rating. Let's have a look at Ronaldo's stats before we have a look at the league itself. So here we are, Cristiano Ronaldo's page. He did a lot better. 33 goals, 3 assists, 18 player of the matches with another high average rating. Well, if you ask me, it looks like Maidenhead might have performed better, but we know that doesn't always matter. Well, Maidenhead have lost in the playoffs. Barrow, all the way down in 16th there, so they're finding their feet. They're still surviving by 19 points. They weren't getting relegated. And Mbappe only with 20 goals, Ronaldo with 35. So it looks like Maidenhead have done better building a squad around Ronaldo, or they're just playing him in better positions, which is one thing that I am quite curious about, whether they play them at a right midfielder or a striker. It would make sense to me to play Mbappe as a striker in a league like this, because he's just so pacey. But let's have a look. They lost in the playoff final to Rochdale. That is heartbreak. We could have had a player in every league then from this point, but it's not to be. Let's have a look at 3 years in the future. Same again then, we'll start on the page of Lionel Messi, and a couple of his stats have dropped. These used to be 20s. He's reached 21 years old now. This episode we're going to go 6 years in the future. Wow. So, not as many goals, but a huge amount of assists. 20 assists, 27 player of the matches, an amazing average rating again. Surely have done better this year. Unfortunately for Lionel Messi, they have not. 7th position, so they finished in the playoffs, because I think it's a larger playoff. So they won the first round of the playoff. Then they lost in the semi-final to Halifax Town. Did Halifax Town get promoted? They didn't. They lost 3-0 to Grimsby. So, another year with Lionel Messi chasing the pack. First on the goals, first on the average rating, first on the assists. An absolutely outstanding year for Lionel Messi. Trying to shoehorn, really, surely, into the next division and not coming up trumps yet. How have the other two done? So here we are on Mbappe's page, still keeping that pace, that's good, but I think finishing's dropped one. Have they managed to build a team around him anymore? 27 goals, better goals tally, 21 assists and 19 player of the matches. That is a very strong amount. So I'd imagine they have maybe bought a striker or something like that, and that Mbappe's been feeding, and obviously it's paid off. Let's have a look at Ronaldo. So here is Chris himself. 35 goals, 10 assists, 22 player of the matches. So very similar to the tally before, just a lot more assists. He actually played a few more games as well. So maybe that will give them a boost to push them through to League One. Let's find out. There we have it. Title holders, Maidenhead United. So Cristiano Ronaldo's Maidenhead have been promoted. Barrow in the playoffs, but unfortunately could not go through. So we will next year have a team, have a team in League 1, League 2, and the Conference. So there is more of a chase for Lionel Messi now. Ronaldo and Mbappe up there for pretty much everything other than assists. Player of the match, Ronaldo wins this time round. So did they lose in the playoff final or the semi-final? They lost in the semi-final to Port Vale on penalties. That's devastating. And Port Vale actually lost, so Warsaw was promoted from the playoffs. Very interesting stuff here. Let's go forward another year. So back on the page of Lionel Messi, how has he done? Oh, that is a huge drop-off in goals. Only 15 goals. I'd be shocked if Chorley managed to get promoted with only 15 goals. 23 assists, so it's his best assist tally ever, and 22 player of the matches. Well, I don't think they've done very well here. Let's have a look. They lost in the playoff final after extra time. Oh, devastated. I'm almost sad for Lionel Messi. I know he won't be watching this. Well, he might do. I don't know. Wasn't even on the goals chart. Luke Planche of Chorley has more goals than Lionel Messi. Quite a good player, to be honest, in that league, all things considered. So he's probably playing on the wing then. An insane amount of average rating, an insane amount of assists and player of the matches, but could not push them through the playoffs. So Mbappe is next. He lost a bit of pace there. Can he push Barrow through? A very similar tally to the year before, just 6 assists less, but he did play 5 games less, so he probably had an injury of some sort. 7.82 rating. Yeah, he's had a couple of injuries. Oh, only a moderate one and a slight, so maybe they're dropping him. That's weird. I don't know why you do that. But let's have a look then at Barrow. How have they finished? They finished 3rd in League 2, and that means, oh, good, Plymouth going up as well, my hometown of Plymouth. But Barrow is promoted, 79 points. They go up in 3rd position in an automatic position, so they will be chasing Maidenhead. Let's hope then, well, I don't really know. Maidenhead, can they beat everyone in League 1 and go up back to back? I don't know. Kylian Mbappe there, highest on pretty much everything other than assists again. Let's have a look, see how Ronaldo's doing. Okay, Mr. Ronaldo, 30 goals, 15 games and 15 assists and 19 player of the matches, 38 games played. 8.13 rating, so a very similar year to his first year in regards to average rating. So he is still putting in the numbers in an incredible league. In League 1. How have the team done? Maidenhead are promoted again, back to back. Not champions, but they've managed to do it through the playoffs. How exciting is that? So they beat Sunderland in the final. Well, I'm actually really proud of them. That is quite some doing, going back to back. Ronaldo really pushing them through. We're going to see a team in the Championship in episode 1, and I didn't think that would happen. So an insane amount of goals. He had the most assists in the league as well, so that's something. I wonder if they have a player who's also up there. So Charlie Wick with 15 goals. Quite an average player, good at heading. He's obviously scored a lot from Ronaldo's assists. So, okay, let's have a look one more year. Year 5 then of this experiment. Has Chorley finally got out of the Vanarama Conference, or the Vanarama National League? 35 goals, 29 assists, and 35 player of the matches. Surely that is enough. 44 games. Whoever's in charge here, I'm going to check the managers of Chorley and make sure. Surely Chorley have gone up through this. Let's have a look. They are title holders. Finally it's happened. Finally. 103 points. They won the league easily. A huge amount of points there. And Lionel Messi really spearheading all of these stats. They have this guy as well. He's done very well. And quite a good player. I'd imagine he is Lionel Messi's strike partner. Maybe he's playing up front and Lionel Messi's on the right hand side. Let's have a look at Chorley then and see whether they sacked their manager or something like that and changed managers. So we're in 2024. Yes. So Gary Waddock was sacked because they actually won a cup. They won the Build Base FA Trophy. That's not bad. That's pretty good. But Gary Boyer now in charge, first promotion in his first year. So that is very good. Let's have a look at Mbappe then. Of course, Mbappe's Barrow did get promoted to League 1, and it looks like he is finding it harder in the new league. Only 27 games, 15 goals, 2 assists, 9 player of the matches. Oh, I wonder if they managed to beat the drop. Injuries? Did he have an injury? So he's had a few, really. So from there, tight groin, it's been 3 days, 2 days, 10 days, 2 days. It's not a massive amount of games that he's missed, but it depends on the time that's happened. Quite surprised he hasn't played any more games than that. Let's have a look, see how Barrow's been getting on. 7th in League 1. And well, they haven't gone up through the playoffs. They missed out on the playoffs. 72 points. They missed out on goal difference. That's devastating. That's unfortunate. But he's not even up there on the goals. Average rating, he's up there. He's not even up there on the assist. Do they have someone who's been scoring them goals? No, Mbappe's up there, joint 7th place with 15 goals. So, unfortunately, it wasn't enough. How has Cristiano Ronaldo finding it in the championship, though? Cristiano Ronaldo's maidenhead, of course, in the championship now. 40 games, 20 goals, 10 assists, 16 player of the matches. A respectable amount for a player in the championship, if you ask me. Not as much as his previous totals. This is the lowest total he's had so far by 10 goals. It could still be enough to get them up, though. We've seen that in other teams here. Let's have a look at the championship. And unfortunately not. They are 15th, though, so they beat the drop by a fair amount of points. How much is that? 13 points that they've survived with. So they secured their place in the championship and sort of cemented their place. Maybe it's time now for them to build on this. Reading, Nottingham Forest and Stoke going up there. So, yeah, I wonder how they're going to do in the next year. Maybe if they start building stronger players around Cristiano Ronaldo. Can they reach the promised land of the Premier League? We have one more year to find out. Let's have a look. Here we go then, the final year of this episode 1, where there will be an episode 2 later on in the week. Episode 1 though, can Lionel Messi get himself into League 1? Let's find out. 21 goals, 25 assists, 27 player of the matches, an average rating of 8.12 in League 2. Was that enough to get them at least in the playoffs? Oh, it was enough to get them into the playoffs. However, it wasn't enough for promotion. So 81 points. Mansfield there beating them to the playoffs, so they lost to Crewe in the semi-final. That's devastating. That's unfortunate, but they give it a good go. I'm excited to see what they do in the next season then, whether they build around Lionel Messi. He wasn't even the top scorer of the league. This guy was, Nelson Agho. Slightly different stats, isn't it? Really? Let's have a look. Lionel Messi. The graph just favours one player. Just. I mean, Nelson Agho is better in the air. So, you tell me what player you'd rather have. But anyway, let's have a look, see how Mbappe's been doing. Of course, Mbappe's second season in League 1. Was it enough to chase Ronaldo and catch him in the championship? 21 goals, 13 assists, 14 player of the matches. A good tally there. Not an amazing one, but a very good tally from Kylian Mbappe. Might be enough to get into the playoffs. Let's have a look. So here is Mbappe, 21 goals, 13 assists, 14 player of the matches. A very good tally. Not the best one, but it might be enough to get him into the playoffs. Let's find out. They just missed out on the playoffs. 8th position here, 71 points, 4 points behind Crawley Town, who finished in the playoffs. So that is quite unfortunate. I'm quite curious now to see whether Barrow's been changing their manager as well. So they have Solari in charge at the minute, so that's quite cool. But we have Simon Grayson there, who spent 1 year and 172 days in charge. Didn't get him any league wins or cup wins. Ian Evatt was the original manager for 4 years. He actually left. Santiago Solari, though, has been in charge for a while now, coming up to 2 years, well, 1.5 years, and doing quite well so far. But did Cristiano Ronaldo's Maidenhead side gain promotion to the Premier League? So here we are, Cristiano Ronaldo. This is the final thing we're going to look at in episode 1. 26 goals, 2 assists, 12 player of the matches. Very low assist tally, but he scored a fair amount of goals. 44 appearances in the championship, 1 off the bench. That could be enough, you know, to put them up. Only one way to see. And unfortunately not. They just beat relegation. And he didn't even win the most amount of goals in the season. Mick Fitzpatrick, quite an interesting 21-year-old new gen from Luton, beat them by 1 goal. Cristiano Ronaldo, highest on average rating. We know he didn't have many assists at all. And player of the match, 12. So they are struggling to find players to go with Ronaldo. I'm wondering, let's have a look to see if they have changed their managers just as much as everyone else. So Alan Devonshire was in charge for 8 years from 2015, left in 2023. So he's only been gone for 2 seasons and he's done really well, and he retired. So he retired with 2 league wins and 2 cup wins. So what was the 2 cup wins? The Leeson.com trophy. So I'm wondering, is that yeah, the Checkered Trade Trophy? So they've won that twice in a row as well, 2022, 2023. So that's an insane amount. But after that, they've had a couple of managers who left after a year, and then we had a caretaker manager, and now Jim Goodwin is in charge. A fairly decent manager, to be fair, the Irishman. But that is episode 1. Hope you enjoyed it. Smash the like button if you have. We're going to have a look more into the future in episode 2. Just seen their balance, 21 million. If you think just Cristiano Ronaldo alone has brought them 21 million in the bank, really, because there was no way Maidenhead had that amount of money. We'll have a look to see if they've had a takeover, actually. So they did have a takeover, but it wasn't any like a tycoon or anything like that. It's just obviously some guy who's very good with his finances. A season budget of 6 million, so they need to make the most out of that. They really do need to make the most out of that. But we'll find out more, and we'll look more into season 7 all the way through in the next episode. Let me know down in the comments if there's anything you want me to check while we're on this save. Like stadiums, that's another thing I want to check to see if they're building a bigger stadium or anything like that. Let me know anything you want to see down in the comments. I'll make a list and I'll make sure I'll try and get through as much as I can in episode 2 to make sure it's not too long of an episode, but we'll also see whether one of these teams can make the Premier League in the next 7 years. I think I'm about going through to about year 15, so maybe 7-8 years time. These guys now, they're at the age of 25. They're not even reached their peak yet, so we have a fair few years, another 10 years really, before they start to teeter off. So we're going to see whether one of these players can really push their club into the Premier League and maybe even into Europe. So drop a like on the video. Let me know down in the comments anything you want to see. Subscribe to FM Scout for plenty more coming up in the future, as well as myself. The link is in the description to come over to my channel. I do Let's Plays. I've got Conquering Scandinavia going on right now. Some of you guys have come over already and absolutely loving it, so I'd love to see more of you over there as well. My name's Omega Luke, and I'll see you for the next one.